You may not watch yourself around him. You may say, well, I know him, but you don't know him. You know a poem, but you don't know the spirit. And if you don't know the spirit of that man, you don't know Elijah. That man is a stranger to you. But you better get wise to who he is. Because if you make a mistake in dealing with that man, God will get after you. In fact, he's after you now. God is not common. Therefore, his messenger is not common. Oh, no, brother. In the book of Isaiah, the 8th chapter talks about it. It speaks of the messenger saying, he is a sanctuary. But for some, he's a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense for both the houses of Israel, and a gin and a snare for the inhabitants of Jerusalem. That's you. That's you. That's right. I tell you, when I have to tell the truth, because I'm his follower. And if I'm going to follow him, I don't care nothing about what you like or what you dislike. No. Don't tell me I'm a visitor. I'm not a visitor. I belong to Muhammad. I am his and he is mine. I can't be a visitor in what is mine. I want to warn you in the name of Master Farad Muhammad and his messenger whom you are about to see. Every one of you who have experienced Elijah Muhammad, who have sat down with him, who have been close to him, you're going to be called to account for how you have done by this man. Sometimes I feel sorry for you because the chastisement of Allah upon a people who receive a messenger and then treat the messenger disrespectfully is severe.
That's right. That's right.
He's not a man that you could take lightly, though he's meek and he's humble. He's the most humble of men in public. He's a modest man. But he knows his weight. He weighs with the weight of God. Therefore, the book says, if he fall on you, he will be ground to powder. And since he knows his weight, he tries to warn you as you get close. Don't stumble over me, and don't make me angry enough to fall on you. Yes, he's a sanctuary. I watch how people go to church, and when they get near the altar, the holiest of holy places, they tighten up. They get themselves together because this is the sanctuary. They're careful about how they speak because this is the sanctuary. They're careful about how they talk and about how they walk because this is the sanctuary. But the book is not talking about a sanctuary of stone and marble. The book is talking about a sanctuary, a man in whom God lives. When you meet a man like that, you're careful how you walk around him. You should be. You shouldn't act as the foolish.
CROE Radio, now present our live program, The Time.
There is many things in the scripture which some of you think that you still have the freedom to do as you please. You can't continue to do as you please in this world because Allah is erasing this world. So you won't have no place to carry on your evil. The other people, they are all righteous. And they won't allow you to live in their righteous world with your evil from the devil of this world, whom they are destroying. You can't hold on to this. This is what I'm telling you. You are not free to hold on.
This is CROE Radio, an extension of CROE Media. This broadcast is called The Time, where our mission statement is to bring you into the knowledge of the time we are living in and what must be done via the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Before we begin, we encourage our listeners to like and follow the CROE Radio Facebook page whenever we go live or post a show. This is an interactive program, so feel free to call us at 773-681-9900 to join the discussion with your questions and comments. We'd like to take a quick moment to thank our participants, which are Legacy Men's Boutique located in the Bronzeville area and MacArthur's Restaurant on the west side of Chicago. I'm your host for this afternoon's broadcast. My name is Tariq Muhammad. I'm joined by our illustrious co-founder, Brother Shaheed Muslim. Assalamu alaikum. And also a co-host, Brother Emmanuel Omar. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Walaikum salam.
All right. Today I wasn't able to be on the show last time, but we're going to continue the discussion on the curtailment from all sides. The Bible, the Holy Quran talks about the verse that says, "See they not that the land is being curtailed on its sides," and we see that being made manifest today in the world, and with the fire and ice, as they say, fire on the west coast, ice on the east coast. Um, the messenger is reported to have said, I don't actually recall the exact quote, but as far as pushing people towards the center of the country, and
Almost like corralling
yeah,
cattle or something.
yeah, absolutely, that's a good way to put it. When you are or gathering fish into a net, if you will. How the what is it? The dolphins they swim around and they make these traps for these schools of fish. So they get them into a ball, a bait ball they call it, and they so that seems like what's happening in America. Um, this conversation apparently will be a part 2 of last week's conversation, and there's some interesting things happening in the world. For instance, on the West Coast, I heard a report that said that State Farm Insurance, as of last year, I think, they non-renewed almost 70% of their homeowners insurance policies in that area. It's just in Pacific Palisades, where the majority, the bulk of the fire hit. And also heard that there was these smart meters that were on these houses that actually caught fire. And
What kind of meters you say?
they're called smart meters.
Controlling what? The electricity or
I
gas?
think I'm not sure if it's electrical or gas. I think it's electrical. Um, and if anybody has that information and wants to call in and inform us on that, but I believe it's electrical, and that they were rolling out a lot. And I think the military apparently had something to do with the rollout of these smart meters, allegedly, and that those houses that had the smart meters were the ones that were like completely destroyed. Their homes were that there was. I saw a video. There was a house that was pretty much untouched, and the house directly behind it was burnt to the ground. But the house that was untouched did not have a smart meter.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if I can contribute that totally to
Not
smart
totally,
meters
no.
because over the years we've seen that in tornadoes where they,
Sure.
they jump from one to another.
Sure.
One person's house across the street is standing while the other one got obliterated. Um, so I don't know, but I do know that there is some chicanery going on with the military. As far back as when Reagan was in office with his Star Wars initiative and the death ray, they called it the death ray gun, where they could turn the gun, the ray down from the satellites onto the planet and laser beam whatever they wanted to. And somebody caught pictures of something similar to that happening during these fires, and as well as what they were saying, these different crafts, flying anomalies going through smoke and fire. You know, it's quite interesting, uh, certainly entertaining. Well, not the fire itself, but the flying saucer, so to speak.
Right. Now I did see that, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did teach us of the mother plane,
Right.
and how it can appear in the sky in a cloud. So there, and Fox News, I believe, caught an image, a video of what appeared to be a cloud and something coming from it,
Cloaking.
shooting out away from it.
It's a matter of it's like cloaking in some of the Hollywood movies where the spaceship can disappear, but or appear as something else. But yeah, it probably wouldn't be much to make a cloud because we see clouds all the time. You know, we know that they're formed by moisture in the air, um, and so some kind of craft emitting moisture could all around it could conceivably make a cloud around
Absolutely,
it
absolutely.
up there.
The message did say it generates its own atmosphere.
Right.
So when I brought up the point about the smart meters, and you talked about the direct energy weapons, I guess they call it now, and
Direct to energy
yeah,
weapon.
and as we know that the devil has access to these kinds of weapons and machines and things that can destroy buildings and that kind of stuff, but at the same time, to credit this is the time, as the messenger taught, of the judgment of this world for her sins towards the original people of the earth.
Right.
So we can't, although we can uh, mention that kind of tongue in cheek as far as what the white man is capable of doing and what they will do, we also have to understand that this is the time of their destruction, and that even though it's their destruction, some of our people will be caught up in it. That's why it's called a dreadful day. We always say great and dreadful, and great does not, as Minister Farrakhan pointed out one time, great does not necessarily mean good. Right? Great means it means big
That would look. You have to pay attention to it. It gets your attention.
Absolutely.
But
They
you're
called
right.
the Chicago fire the Great Chicago Fire. It
Right.
wasn't a good Chicago fire, but it was big. Right?
Depends on the modifying verbs. Well, brother,
Yes.
it is the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And I understand we're having some sound issues, but we carry forth, brothers and sisters. Hopefully you can hear us out there. Um, this is the time of the end of the world of the Caucasian, and I'm not saying that. Don't come from Russian Emmanuel. This is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that his God told him. And as we see this playing out in front of us in real time, right in front of our eyes, you can't say to me now, hey, don't believe your lying eyes. You know, I don't know what to, if anything is as cataclysmic, and some of the words I've been hearing the reporters and journalists use, apocalyptic, hellscape. These are words coming from their reporters. I have seen on the TV the uh, the desolation from the fires and this great conflagration over there on the west coast in LA, and it saddens me greatly because I know that there are some people that don't deserve that, but they kind of mixed up in between those that do deserve it, and unfortunately, your entanglement uh, with the devil will not stand. You got to wake up now. Separation is a must. Separation or death, and this is exactly what is occurring. Uh, and in some ways, brother, it's shaking me up. You know, but at the same time, I know that it's a good day uh, for the sheep finally, and a bad day for the wolf finally. I hope that makes some sense. I'm not trying to be facetious. I, the messenger said, "Don't laugh at these people's calamity." He said, "When the time comes, it's nothing funny. Don't make light of. You know, but at the same time, he says, you know, uh, take the pain and the strife and the hurt off of us, but don't waste it. Oh no, don't waste it. Put it back on them." And that is exactly what is occurring. And there's nothing that I can do to stop it. And I know some people are going to be very upset uh, in the coming days, because it seems like one week after another the calamities are huge and broad and knocking down whole villages and towns. And gee whiz, it's kind of hard to to say how I feel. I live here in America. You know what I'm saying? I'm here in Chicago, and it's a beautiful town, even though Chicago has not been that great for the black people, but I love Chicago, and I would hate to see a conflagration or a flood like took place, like you were talking about when they punched a hole in the Chicago River and the tunnel system, or even Lake Michigan rising a little too much and reclaiming its rightful spot, which is about on Michigan Street Drive or something. And it could happen. You know, Chicago River is known to have what's called not a tsunami, but a seiche, and some seiche events can really spill out over the lake onto Lake Michigan, onto Lakeshore Drive, and the park systems and beaches over there. A seiche is what exactly? A seiche is the lowering and rising of you think of it as a tide. Okay. But also think of it as a mini tsunami. It's not big like the ones that occur uh, when earthquakes out at sea. Right. It's just that it's a lowering, rising of the tide, and it's and it rolls in. It rolls in a lot more than usual. It happens every so often. It has been reported here in Chicago. I think it was one about 20 years ago over there near Montrose or something like that. Right. Yes, sir. You remember that? I
do remember.
Yeah, I was hoping you did.
I
'Cause
remember the lake rose really
right.
high. Yeah,
Yeah, but that don't mean it has to be a small fish.
sure.
You know,
The river,
Lake Michigan
Des
and the
Plaines
Great
River.
Lakes is huge.
It was the Des Plaines River.
Well, but this is the lake itself.
Oh, it was a lake.
Yeah,
Okay,
but the displays always happen, especially around Elgin
right.
or the Fox River.
Yeah, also I was listening to lecture from a messenger today called I think it was the time, not the time. It was either the time and what must be done because I listened to two, or it was the judgment of the world is now. I can't remember which one. But the messenger talked about how when that time nears, when the time of the judgment nears, you'll see the people who are being judged, the devil, their wickedness increases. They'll do uh, the evil that they do just starts to multiply. They get more evil. They get more vile. They get more uh, against Allah. They get more. There's more disbelief in the time of their judgment. They dismiss it more. And we see that manifesting today. We see that happening. As the message said, I think I don't know if I think it's the Bible that says the fool in his heart to say that there is no God, and we see that even happening more and more now. Um, that our people are getting caught up in the trap of following along the rhetoric that white people spew out, as far as uh, whether it's against God or whether it's just against uh, nature and morality. Our people are kind of co-signing this kind of foolishness now a lot more than they ever have been.
Well, your point is well taken. Uh, you know, even in science, I'm not that versed in physics or anything, but there's a thing called inertia, right? You know, when a thing that is moving comes to a stop, it actually speeds up first before the final stop. The inertia, it's like the nose of your car. If I
Yeah,
slammed on the brake, I'm doing 30, and I hit the brake. If I don't take it real gradual, if I hit the brake, what's going to happen is the nose is going to dip a little bit forward. The suspension and all that, the frame and chassis going to hold it, but that nose is going to go a little forward.
right.
You know, uh, and it's almost like the same thing with the days. People are always saying it seems like it was just yesterday. It's such and such and such. It's New Year's already, or wow, we already into January, halfway into January. It seems like the days are going, and that is true. When something comes to a end, there's a speeding up, and the same thing of way that you mentioned with the people. It's not just the white people. Uh, some of us,
Yeah,
just evil. You know what I'm saying? We started to do some of the most evilest things and the vile activities, and uh, we're not immune.
absolutely.
We're not immune to judgment. That I'm not the nicest gal on the planet, but I think I'm a pretty fair fellow. But I don't want to get caught up in the judgment and the finger pointed at me. You're not welcome. You know
You
what I'm saying?
understand, judgment is about justice. And justice
That's right.
applies equally to all. And the book, the Holy Quran talks about the book. Everything's in record. Everything's in a clear book,
Mm-hmm.
and your book will be given to you either in your right hand or your left. Those whose book is in their right hand, they will be pleased and happy. But those who are given their book in their left hand will despair. Oh, would that I had taken away with the messenger. So I just pray that my book is given to me in my right hand.
Praise
You
the
know,
Torah.
Brother Saeed,
Let me tell
you have
what
anything you want to say with
the
that, brother?
commission brings, brother. He said, we are living in a time when dissatisfaction of 100% throughout the world of man and mankind. Therefore, we are living amongst a dissatisfied personally, daily and nightly.
Now you think all them people over there, I think as I watched TV, I saw one family of black people
Yeah,
that got burned out, but all the rest of them was white people.
that's right.
I mean, and the whole place got burned out. I mean, just wasn't no one spot. The whole all that was left up was maybe a chimney, where they
Right.
had the smoke going out. But they
Right.
caught
That's
hell.
right.
They caught hell.
They
I
sure
mean,
did.
all of them did. Every last one of them. And they was wondering what was happening. They had planes flying over, dropping water and everything. And they had some type of big lake or something they had already made up that was full of water, but for some reason why they had they had took all the water out. So that
Right.
place there wasn't no water there at all. But I'm gonna tell you, you think they caught hell? They caught hell.
Absolutely.
Not hasn't a lot of them got killed because some of them got out of there as fast as they could. But some of them, the line was so long they had to leave their car there.
Right.
Got out of their car and walked wherever they were going, walked out of the place. Their cars got burned up, but they catching hell for them, and they ain't. They really haven't really got all the hell that they gonna catch.
Oh no, of course not. You know,
Because God is gonna chastise them all,
that's right.
and all of us who are loving white folks so much or living by white people so much, you gonna catch hell too. I saw one black person that was there. He caught hell because he was living amongst the
Well,
white man.
I've heard that there is a community there in Altadena
Right.
that is
Predominantly
affluent, largely affluent black people, and it got burned down severely as well. I don't know what to make of that, but it's not like to say that we're not going to be affected. There's going to be, but there wasn't much death to it. And that's the thing about it. There wasn't much death in an event that looks like, when you look at it, that it should be thousands of deaths, but it's people made there, but they heeded the call, and they made it. They left their structures
Yeah,
and
they
homes,
left.
but now they're held up at places like sports arena, like the Rose Bowl. Pretty much the way when Katrina hit, everybody headed to the Superdome. Yeah, but the Rose Bowl don't have a roof.
right.
It's,
And let's
hope it
you
don't
know,
rain.
pray for our brother Randy out there in California.
Yeah,
Praying
text him.
he's okay.
I called it. Yeah, he was okay. Who was I called that brother named Junie or Noonie. I called him, asked him was he okay.
Yeah,
He
Junie,
was
Junie
okay.
Smith.
Right.
But the one who made that great movie, The Nation. Was that what it's called? The Nation?
And that you talking about the brother who made the movie?
Yeah, Junie.
Junie
Yeah.
Smith.
One
He
person
lives
I
in
called,
LA.
that was the brother from New York. But I wasn't looking at. I made a mistake by them, but the other two that I called, they was okay. Randy was okay. Right.
All
Right.
praise to Allah.
Yes, sir. Now I want to read something from the Unblocked Mama. This is from chapter 54 of Fall of America, called The Calamity. It says, the title of this chapter is taken from the Holy Quran, chapter 101, verses 1 through 4. This is verse 1 and 1 through 3. It says, The calamity. What is the calamity? And what will make thee know how terrible is the calamity? In the English language, according to Webster's dictionary, the word calamity means a state of deep distress or misery caused by a major misfortune or loss, a great event marked by great loss and lasting distress and affliction. Such calamity is now prevailing in America. It is getting worse daily. And this was what this article could have been written in the 60s. The book came out, I think, in the 70s. The article probably could have come out in the 60s
Article probably could have came
or
out in the
50s.
50s,
Exactly. Um,
but he was still writing different articles all
sure.
through the 60s.
The third verse of this chapter, the Holy Quran 101 and 3, asks a question: what will make thee know how terrible is the calamity? And the answer is given in verse 4: the day wherein men will be as scattered moths. And, I've read that many, many times over the years. And I think I heard, I don't know if it was Minister Farrakhan or one of the messengers ministers talking about the scattered moths. And, you know, A moth usually heads towards light or something like that. Something attracts it.
Janet Jackson said, like a moth
Moth
to
to
the
a
flame.
flame, burned by the fire, right? But a scattered moth just it's like it flies away aimlessly. It has no purpose. It's just wandering blindly, if you will. And I just thought about the verse in the Quran talking about our people being blindly wandering on, and that's how the scattered moths are. They're just and we live in an age now where there is so much information that people don't know what to latch on to, what to hold on to. So they're like scattered moths. They're just anything that gets their attention, they're looking towards it. So they might be on intermittent fasting one day, you know, then they're on Dr. Sabi's diet the next day, then they're on something else the next day, then they're
South Beach.
this conspiracy theory one day, and then next day they're on another one, and, so they're scattered moths. They're walking around aimlessly. They don't know. What the Elijah Muhammad gives us that anchor, the anchor in reality and truth that allows us to um, take hold of this handle that will never break, which is Islam. And it says he goes on to say, we do not have to ask anyone whether or not this warning of the Holy Quran is now being fulfilled. We see the fulfillment of this prophecy with our eyes and hear with our ears these great calamities that are now striking America. We see the great division, the great disagreement, disunity, and murder of men. We see the great amount of raping and murdering of girls and women. There is great robbery and thieving going on every hour of the day and night. There are great storms and adverse weather conditions. There are minor earth tremors and hailstorms. There are signs and wonders of signs being displayed in the heavens and the earth and on sea and land. There is unusual behavior of children, even more so now. There's unusual love or dislike of children by mother and fathers, and the destruction of the process of childbirth. This I don't know how much more
That's been in
pathetic.
the news, and it's, particularly in the last piece you said about the childbirth.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge issue now, particularly uh, they're using the term women of color, but I say that I speak of black women.
Right.
They're having some issues with childbirth, um, and that's why this movement for midwives and doulas have come back, and some states are not for it, and some states are saying, yes, go ahead and do what you have to do to make childbirth, because some women are actually dying during childbirth, or the child is dying. And it's you would think that black people are healthy and strong because we look healthy and strong, but something's amiss.
Yeah, because we live in a world that's been poisoned,
Right,
and everything we put in our bodies is poison, and we don't take the heed of the Elijah Muhammad's words to eat less so
right,
that we can live longer.
right. And a lot of black brothers and sisters are dying. They're not even making it to 50s and 60s no
Yeah,
more.
absolutely.
And that's the bad from Brother Mandine pointed out. That some even Muslims are dying
Yeah.
early death. And it's a scary thing. Um, Even though you're trying to do the right thing. But and, even in my own body, I recognize the decay. You know what I'm saying? The decay of strength and vision. Uh, um, Now that I would like to attribute to just getting older. But I don't know, brother.
What are you eating though, brother? That's what the main thing.
I know, but still at all,
Now, if
I'm
you
just
eating
saying, I'm just
if
keeping
you
it
eating the
real.
wrong thing all the time, eating what the devil do, because you can go places right now. You can go to some of these restaurants and see what the people are eating. Just
Right.
go in there and
Well,
see what the people are eating.
I can agree.
Eating
Who can
and they
disagree?
drinking.
No one can disagree with your point, brother. I
You can
certainly won't.
disagree.
But all
I'm
I'm
eating
saying is,
too.
all I'm
But look
saying
at
is,
me now.
I
I'm
like,
83.
But like Brother Lee said, boy, getting old, boy, ain't no joke.
And I don't have no problem. I'm 83, and I don't have no problem.
Well,
I
brothers,
don't.
we're gonna take a quick break. Uh, hear from hear a word from our sponsors. Brothers and sisters, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after these messages.
Muhammad Speaks Radio is hosted by Brother Minister Wasim Muhammad, the Delaware Valley representative of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Muhammad Speaks Radio airs every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WTMR. You can listen to WTMR locally in the Delaware Valley on 800 on your AM radio or by streaming WTMRradio.com or listening to WTMR Radio on the TuneIn or iHeartRadio app. You can also watch the show live on the Muhammad Speaks Radio Facebook page. Listen to Muhammad Speaks Radio to learn how the life-giving teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad are being implemented to awaken the black man and woman in Camden, New Jersey and beyond. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Stop by Legacy Men's Boutique in Bronzeville and treat yourself. You deserve it. No matter what your destination, Legacy has got you covered from business to classic cool. They have neckties, socks, shirts, jeans, shoes, and top it off with a suit and a top coat. It's an experience you'll truly enjoy. It sure feels good to shop and support a black-owned business. Legacy Men's Boutique is in the heart of Bronzeville, 107 East 47th Street, or visit their website, legacymensboutique.com. Shop on by from Legacy Men's Boutique. Quality clothes and accessories at thrift store prices. Legacy Men's Boutique.
Nora Speaks is a weekly podcast that tugs at the soul and consciousness of the black community. With show topics such as youth empowerment, education, women's impact, and civic engagement, Nora Speaks challenges the listener to not only join the movement, but be the movement. On the show, you'll learn from insightful guests who have demonstrated capacity in these fields and more, and I am your host, Nora Muhammad. Listen to Nora Speaks streaming on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever great podcasts are heard. Visit noraspeaks.com or follow on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter at Nora Speaks Podcast.
Knowledge is power. To discover sources of power and knowledge, join us in reading two books from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Birth of a Savior and The True History of Jesus. The Birth of a Savior details the birth of this God, his name and his purpose, what he would do and how he would do it. The True History of Jesus, as taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, outlines the true story of Mary, Joseph, and Jesus. These two books and more of the plain truth, as taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, are waiting for you at CROE, the Coalition for the Remembrance of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, 2435 West 71st Street, open 7 days a week. We encourage you to take the time to visit us and learn more about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings. We hope to see you soon.
I am Elijah Muhammad, the preacher of freedom, justice, and equality to the so-called American Negroes, my people. They are so-called because they are not Negroes, nor are they colored people. They are descendants of the Asiatic nation from the tribe of Shabazz. They have been in the Western Hemisphere for now 400 or more years. To be exact, according to the teachings of Almighty God, Allah to me, 405 years. They have been in the Western Hemisphere serving the white man of America as a slave. And today he has come to the point to the crossroads where that he must make a choice for himself. He must be teach and he must be taken under consideration. And under considerations he has been taken by the Lord of the world. The Almighty God, Allah, has chosen for himself the so-called American Negroes from the tribe of Shabazz to make them his own people. This may not look so good in your eyes for Elijah Muhammad to be telling you these things on this hour, but if you only will think and even remember the time, you will agree that Elijah is preaching this doctrine at the proper time and any time that you should think well for yourself.
Back, brothers and sisters, you can stream Crow Radio at crowradio.net. We broadcast every Wednesday. All these times are Central Time. Wednesday at 2 p.m. It plays the same day at 8 p.m. We broadcast Saturday twice at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. all Central Standard Time on crowradio.net. Please download the Radio Garden app and search and favorite Crow Radio, CROE Radio, to hear the messenger and his students 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're also available on Amazon Alexa. You only have to say, Alexa, give me CROE Radio, and it will take you directly to the channel. Be sure to tune in to Muhammad and Friends Sunday night at 7:30, which repeats every Monday at 2:30 on Chicago Cable Channel 19. You can now stream from your favorite device at cantv.org and select Channel 19. Also, be sure to watch the Munir Muhammad Show, which can be seen weekdays at noon and 6 p.m. Also, Saturdays at noon on Cable Channel 25. We also stream live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. and every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And don't forget, if you like the work that we're doing, please support our efforts with a donation. We are a 501c3 tax-exempt organization. You can mail a check payable to CROE, C-R-O-E. You can go online to crow.org/donation. You can visit us in person, 2435 West 71st Street in Chicago, weekdays from 9 to 5 to learn more about us. Come, please make an opportunity to come visit us on a Sunday. We have a open class, open meeting every Sunday at 12:30, open to the public. Join us, bring a friend, tell your friends and family. Just come and learn more about our organization. And don't forget, March 9th, Sunday, March 9th, it is our 38th annual Founders Day. Please come and support us. This is going to be a gala event. If you are in business, great opportunity maybe for you to network with other business people in the community in the area. Um, just support us. This is our annual fundraiser. We don't ask for much, but we ask for your support, your encouragement, and just come and check us out. See the work and the value of what we do. March 9th from 5 to 7 p.m. That's a Sunday. For more information about our Founders Day, give us a call, 773-925-1600. And speaking of Founders Day, Brother Shaheed, do we have anything you want to say with regard to Founders Day?
Tickets are, yes, sir. The tickets are right here, brother. That's what I got for you. You can come to Crow, get them, and really, most of the people that's got their tickets, they should be out there maybe when they have friends or somebody that's in their neighborhood or some of their relatives. Sell them a ticket. Tickets are just $150.
Yes, sir.
And well worth it. because there's going to be people that you would hardly ever see in your ordinary life. You'll be rubbing elbows with some wonderful, exquisite human beings. Brother, we were talking about health, and for a quick second, and I'm going to respectfully uh, say to you, brothers, I have to bow out at this point because I have a doctor's appointment. And these people, you don't be there, they'll set you back another 3 months. So
Thank you for,
Yeah, they
for
will
your
set you
time.
back.
Thank you
They will set you back.
sharing this brief moment with us, brother. We appreciate it.
when it's close, right up here this week. So I want to thank you all for inviting me to the show. May Allah bless us all in this very trying time.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Assalamu
brother.
alaikum.
Islam.
Yeah. I know what he's saying about being late because maybe about a month ago, I was late for a doctor's appointment. But what happened? The guy that was coming behind me, he was late, so she let me go. So that was great.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to, since we're on the subject of health, I want to kind of defer back to how to eat to live. In this time that we live in, we talked about this briefly. Um, this being the time of the devil's destruction. He's becoming more and more uh, hell bent on destroying God's people, and he destroys us not just the destruction is of us as a people is not just taking place like it used to, where they would beat us in the street or lynch us and that kind of thing. Destruction is more subtle. It's with food deserts. It's with uh, no place in the black community you get good healthy food. Um, so Yahweh Muhammad teaches us to eat once a day. A lot of people say I eat one meal a day, but you eat one meal and six snacks. It's not just eating one meal. But, the message say eat once every 24 hours. Yeah. Nothing in between meals. And he said one meal a day of the right food.
Right.
And I did a little research, and I'd like to share that just a moment about the benefits, the health benefits of eating once a day. Um, Number one, it improves your metabolic health. So fasting periods can improve insulin sensitivity, stabilize blood sugar, and potentially reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. So people who are either on borderline diabetic or who are experiencing type 2 diabetes can actually reduce it and not have to take all this medicine necessarily. It encourages fat metabolism by depleting stores of glycogen. They use fat as an energy source. It helps restricting your eating to one meal a day can help control calorie intake and support weight loss. It improves your digestive health, gives you mental clarity and focus. It simplifies your eating routine. So you don't have to, if you're doing meal prep for the week, you only got to prepare 6 meals, 7 meals, instead of breakfast, lunch, and dinner 3 for 7 days in the week, right? Uh, Also, it improves growth hormone production, which helps with muscle growth and fat metabolism. It repairs your cells. So the longer we go without food, without eating, your body goes into what's called autophagy. So that means your cells begin to repair. Uh, because your body is a self-healing mechanism. And the longer we go without food, the more our body begins to repair itself. The messenger even said that we should eat, after we get used to eating once a day, we should go to one meal every other day. And eventually even one meal twice a week of the right food. And we can prolong our lives to the hundred. You know, living to be 100 would be nothing. If we eat the proper food and at the proper time.
Right.
So I just wanted to share that with you all. I know you've been eating one meal a day for a long time, my brother.
Yes, I have, brother. Yes, I have. For a long time. I started eating once meal a day once I got the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
And that was in 1968?
1968. That's when it was, brother.
Yes, sir.
That's when I got it.
That's well over
1968.
50 years.
Right. That's when I got it.
Yes,
The
sir.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But I was eating wrong at a lot of times. That's when I had to have that my colon. You know, they had to take part of my colon out. But that made me think about something, and that made me get myself tightened up too.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
right,
sir.
because I used to eat more meat, but now I don't.
You know, a lot of
I
times they
cut
say
that
that
meat down.
the winds of what was it, the Ezekiel had to prophesy onto the winds, and it took the winds to actually get those dry bones to stand up and become an exceedingly great army. And it's the same thing. You know, sometimes we have to go through something.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
have to have some kind of bad experience, you know, or potentially life changing experience in order to really change ourselves. And that's when we experience the best, when we do something that's not because necessarily because we have to, but it's like it's a way of shifting us back, knocking us back right on track, you know, knocking us back on the right path. Because you know sometimes we can stray and not even realize that we've strayed. You know.
Yeah, that's right. Because
Um,
we will do it.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And brothers and sisters, those of you out there listening, you want to chime in on this conversation, please give us a call. The number 773-681-9900. And again, just I want to have a little brief. I want to close this with a little brief discussion about Founders Day.
Let me say one thing
I'm sorry,
too
go ahead.
also. One of the things you should do is try to cook your own food. Stay out of these restaurants,
Yes,
these McDonald's and Burger King and all them places. Stay out of them places. That's what I tell a nigga. Stay out of them places.
Especially these fast food restaurants.
That's all. Yeah, that's all of them. Stay out of them.
Yeah, you know, we want to go to restaurants that we know have good food. You know, we have a sister that has a restaurant that really serves good food. Uh, you know, following how to eat to live. Um, so we want to make sure that we eat the right things when we do go out to these restaurants. I want to take a brief moment and shift gears a little bit. And I know this is a little bit away from our subject, but it's very important as our Founders Day is coming up in March. Uh, I want to just talk about. You can just talk a little bit about the how CROE began, how and why CROE began back in 1986. I think it was right. 1987, 87.
That might be it, brother.
Yes, sir.
It's been a long time.
Yes, sir.
It's a long
So
time.
talk about the beginnings of CROE and where were you all like mentally at that time after the message?
We mentally started over there on Ashland. That's where we started. Over there on Ashland. With uh, 92nd.
92nd.
Yeah, that's where we started, right there on Ashland.
Right. And now, what was the climate like when CROE first began? You know, after the departure of the messenger, and you know, were you? I know, and I'm doing this for purpose. I know the story, but I'm doing this for the audience. Were you still adhering to the messages teaching at the time that you all began? I know you began meeting in Brother Munir's basement at first.
Right. When you were fluent to the messenger's teaching, I would say not 100%. I say maybe about 50-50. Because you were doing other things.
Yes, sir.
I'm just talking about myself, man.
Yes,
I ain't talking about, I don't know what everybody else was doing.
Right.
I'm just talking about myself.
Yes, sir.
You see, when the messenger passed, so you were just out there, you know, and you weren't doing certain things, but certain things that you was doing. Right. And by the messenger leaving us, you know, you had no other place to go because didn't nobody go. I didn't want to go over there where his son was.
Right. Wallace.
Yeah, Wallace. Right. What Wallace was teaching,
you tried that.
He could keep it.
You know, I often say that, you know, just the value and the purpose of CROE is so important because had this organization, you all had not started this organization, I wouldn't we wouldn't be sitting here
Yes, sir.
having this discussion. I wouldn't be, most likely, I would not be a follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I would not have come into the knowledge of myself and many, many, many people who have come through these doors over the past 38 years would not have become attuned to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teaching in the way they have. So I want to say, for one, that I am grateful that you brothers came together and decided to uh, bring back the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because you know the very name, the Coalition for the Remembrance of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, suggests that uh, he needed to be remembered, that he was not being remembered. And I know I've heard Brother Lanier say this often, that you know you all felt like he was being written out of history, um, and especially right here in Chicago where he did the bulk of his work. Um, Even though the messenger was international in scope, he was headquartered right here in Chicago, and there were people in Chicago who acted like he didn't exist, who acted like it was just like a vacuum in time that they could just overlook.
Right.
And
That was his son doing it.
right,
That's just what his son was doing. And and what happened when they tried to, well, I would say this, when they tried to do Mr. Farrakhan like that, he tried to work with him, but after a while, he left him too.
right,
And he said he was going to start back teaching the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And that's what he started doing,
yes, sir.
going around.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and you know it's so unfortunate that a man who did so much for so many people, for that his son could come in and completely, almost completely wipe that out, you know, in such a short period of time. It lets you know that there were so many people who said they believed but didn't really. You know what I mean? Because if they really believed that John Elijah Muhammad was who he said he was, I would imagine many would have either fought against Wallace or, you know, separated somehow and done something on their own. But I know, based on what I've heard of the history, that many of those who remained active Muslims at, were with Wallace at some point, and many just left Islam completely. They either went back to the street or went to the church. Some even went to the with Bobby Ben Amin, the Hebrew Israelite community. Some went probably with Malachi York or somebody, you know. So there were so many who took so many different paths
Right.
after the messenger departed, that you really began to see the value of having an organization like CROE, just to remind people, those who we're not a mosque or a temple, not trying to convert anybody, but to remind people who took these different paths, hey, don't y'all remember what got you here? Don't y'all remember the Elijah Muhammad? Did y'all forget all about this man who made you who you were, who provided you with the best opportunities, the best times of your life? You know, and that's a noble and valuable work. And I want to say that I think it's worthy of support. It's worthy of your support. Uh, for those of you who are on the fence about supporting us, those of you who are wondering whether or not you should come and support this our 38th anniversary of Founders Day, um, just think about for a moment, had you, John Elijah Muhammad just been allowed to be written out of history. Think about for a moment. I mean, I imagine that CROE has influenced people that they're not willing to admit that it was CROE's influence. There are plenty of people who have been maybe inspired to do something, or who have taken a stronger stance because of our organization. They probably won't admit it. They won't outright say it. Um, but I've seen it over the years. I've been here since 1996, so almost 30 years. Next year will be 30 years from now. So um, I've seen people get stronger by being on our show or by being around us more or being involved in some capacity more, getting stronger, more black, if you will. So I think that's a valuable thing. And again, brothers and sisters, please, we have a few minutes left. You want to join in on this conversation, give us some encouragement, give us a call, 773-681-9900. Anything else you want to say, Brother
Well, I
Scott?
just wanted to say, brother, that if people would really look and read the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and look at it, and like I say, and read about it, and then talk to people that you know are followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I think you can be changed. Now, you might not be changed 1,000%, but you can be changed, and it will help you. I'll guarantee you that. I can say that I know what it did for me. Right. And but if you don't want to do what he say do or read or believe what he said, then you just gonna be out there because see, it was the white man didn't want to say anything about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You never saw things in the papers about it or this or that about it because they just wanted to keep him out of the public.
Right.
And as long as they keep it out of the public, they're not worried. They'll put the rest of them in there because they're not worried about that. Because with them, you will still do certain things. You will still do certain things all the time. But with the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, a lot of things that you had to do, and you were supposed to do it because if you didn't do it, you'd get put out.
Right. Right. Also, you mentioned something about. Oh man, I just lost my thought. I just lost my train of thought. But the people who are oh, John Elijah Muhammad said, whether you agree with Muhammad or not, Muhammad will make you think different, and that's what
right.
that's the key. A lot of our people, particularly when it comes to religion or theological discussion, uh, thinking goes out the window. It's purely based on emotion, how things make you feel. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, what he gave us makes you think, makes you consider truth and what you've read in Scripture over the years, because he really put. Growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, it's read the Bible. We had these Bible studies and these kind of things. We would read the books and always from the perspective of Jehovah's Witnesses, but um, the stories that I read in the Bible never had any meaning or any relevance to me, except with the exception of like the moral behind the story, or like just a lesson behind it. So I kind of looked at it like almost like what was it? What's the guy? The Greek name? Aesop's Fables. He was he wrote these little stories, and it was like the moral of the story might have been do unto others as you would have them do unto you, or something like that. But it'd be some tale, some kind of strange story, and at the end it'll be a lesson. And that's how I saw the Bible until I came to understand Elijah Muhammad and what he taught, and how I saw Scripture for what it was. It was prophecy. All of it pointed to us. So, brothers and sisters, the Bible, the Holy Quran, Scripture, it points to you. You are God's chosen people. Let's get up and act like it. We are down to the wire, and I'd just like to say thank you all for listening. May Allah bless you all with a light of understanding as I leave you in peace. On behalf of CROE and co-founder Brother Saeed Muslim and our co-host Emmanuel Omar, Assalamu alaikum.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Lakshmi Singh.